Um, I don't actually blame anybody that ends their life because of going through this experience. Um, I've I've tried to end my life uh, 3 different times I can remember. Um, one of the times, my mother caught me in the middle of it, so it stopped. But she was one of the reasons why I even attempted suicide in the first place, to try to get away from her and the family and the religion all at once, all at the same time. Um, the other 2 suicides, uh, I thought were successful if God would not have stepped in or intervened uh, after the attempt was made. I do think they would have been successful. Overdoses, but um, so yeah, and I consider myself pretty strong, um, and the experience was too much for even me to handle. You know what I mean? So I don't blame anybody. I mean, it's not like God stopped any of it. The only thing God stopped was the suicides. That's it. He didn't stop anything on their end. He didn't stop their behaviors or any actions of theirs. Didn't stop any of that. But he stopped my suicide. Try to make sense of that. Didn't stop decades of abuse around me. Decades of being called names, physical assaults, being controlled, being held hostage. Didn't stop any of that. Didn't stop any of the brainwashing. Didn't stop any of the intimidation. None of that. But he stops my suicide to get out of it, to get away from it. He stops that, but not the abuse, mind you. So try to make sense of that, because I can't make sense of that at all. And I still think to this day that I cannot be healed. I've never been healed in this life. Never. I've never been fully healed. Not even close. Not even close. Yet, God blocks my suicides as if He can heal me. As if He can. Which is something that He has never done. He's never healed me fully once in this life. Not once. That's why suicide was such an easy decision. That's one of the reasons. Uh, Another reason was God didn't stop anything that was being done to me. None of it. He didn't stop any of it. None of it. He stopped my suicide for trying to get out of it, away from it, to just be done with it, get away from these people. He stopped the suicide, but he didn't stop the abuse. Try to make sense of that. Try to make sense of that, because I can't make sense of that. Some fucked up shit. So that's why I say, like, God confuses me more than the narcissist ever did. Narcissists don't confuse me as much as God does. But I digress. Um, Everybody knows, um, I have serious issues with God because of all that happened to me. I don't respect anybody that watches that. I don't respect them. That's what this comes down to. So it really comes down to, like, I know what I endured. To watch that, I have no respect for anybody that watches that. And he did watch it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be alive right now. So you'd be mad too, you know, and rightfully so. You should be very mad, um, because that means God watched the whole entire thing without intervention for decades. He watched it all of it, and didn't intervene, not once. But he intervened on the suicide. That's it. That was the one time. That was the one time he intervened. This is when I had enough. I had enough of this world. I had enough of them. I had enough of my family. I had enough of religion. I had enough of God. I had enough of everybody. I had enough of it. That's when he intervenes. Is when I had enough. Not stopping the abuse, but he stops my suicide. Maybe so I can get abused more by other narcissists, which happened. And of course, I'm to blame for that. Of course, I'm always to blame for that. But God's never to blame for anything. He gets a clean slate because he's God. Why? Why isn't God held accountable for watching that shit? No one knows. I know the narcissists are happy that God just watches that shit. I know they're happy as fuck. They went off into the sunset. Way healthier than me. Way healthier than me. And they're still healthier than me to this day. But yeah, it's pretty fucked up how they're so much more healthier than me while they're destroying me and for who knows how long. Uh, they shouldn't be more healthy than me at twice my age. No, they shouldn't be, but